Hello everyone, I'm Christina with Kilburns and I was going to show you what I've been working on. I've been working on this Easter card. That's what I planned on it being in the beginning, was an Easter card. Let me get this down focused now. And I found these stickers at Michael's at Recollections and thought they were just so cute. But you get 2 lambs in it, there's a couple of eggs. There's your other lamb. And there's a bunny rabbit. And here's the second egg. And then you also got this one in there too. I'm not sure if I'm going to make some more and put it right there. I really didn't want to hide the hope. A lot of people need that as encouragement. But it would look good right there, wouldn't it? So, I wanted to show you all the problems that I had with doing this in the beginning. Okay, my first one that I attempted doing was this one here. And I embossed it with the grease embossing. You put your paper in through, line it up, make sure it's straight, everything's covered. And what I did end up doing was when I started cutting the papers to the length once I figured out how I was going to do it. Because right here, you have this all the way up, and you're going to have the salvation at the very bottom, and if you bring it down too much. So I went ahead and put a larger piece of paper in there. Sides are about right, but the length is... And then I trimmed it down to the size I needed. But this one here, I embossed it, and then I went over with my distress ink and attempted to give it some color. And wasn't real happy with it. A lot of wrong things in it. I went ahead and tried putting the gold ink on it, and it gives you that little bits of gold, but I wanted something that was going to stand out and look gold, and this wasn't doing it. So I tried doing this way because I didn't like getting all this white in here. I distressed the whole page, colored it all brown, did my spritz, took my towel, and then I put it into the embossing plate. And when it came out, I covered it with the Tresemme, and I put gold embossing powder on it. But even that didn't turn out right. Not happy with that neither. So I tried it again with the way that I saw on one of the tutorials. That's where they take the ink, they go to the side that's not right, or yeah, goes to this side, and your embossing would go on this side here because your letters would be pushing it into that. So I went and I did that, and I got this, and I wasn't really happy. I was under the impression I would get a whole solid color, and that didn't work out. So I went ahead and tried to play with the inks a little bit and bring it out more, and not happy with that neither. So then I tried this. Oh, here you are, over here. There should be another one of you right there. Okay. So then I went and I tried this technique, and what I did was I went around the outer edge and I distressed the edges. And I kind of like that, and this was on a ivory or off-white, and I rubbed the gold on it, and this is closer, but I'm still not getting the gold deep enough. Well, I also thought maybe it was just the ink being too dark also. So I tried it with the lighter shade, and I wasn't happy with it neither. I actually like the darker one better myself. But I didn't like how the lamb was going to look with it. The lamb was too white. So then I tried another way, thinking that maybe I need whiter paper. So I attempted it on the whiter paper. Well, this one I actually cut too short because it didn't fit in the embossing pad. But that was before I realized I needed to make the paper bigger anyway. So I embossed it, and I did a little bit of distress around the edges with the vintage photo. And then I went over it with the gold, and it's too white. I didn't like the lamb with it. I didn't like how the lamb was going to look with it. So I changed the idea on that one. And I started going on with different ones. I dragged my copper ink out, and I went with a different color paper. This actually looks like a parchment paper. And I didn't like my lamb with it neither. But I do like it with the craft paper. So I played around with the copper on this, so the copper did come up more. I mean, it stands out more than the gold did on this one, I think. But not really what I was wanting yet. So then I attempted on a craft stock, cardstock, and I kind of liked that, but with the craft being the way it is, it was ripping where the embossing was pushing through, you know, and that I didn't want holes in there. I wanted it to be solid, just with the raised print on it. So I saw a video that Tim Holtz was doing when he was advertising his new templates. He's got, it's actually like a 3D now, templates, but he said with them the way they are, the paper, you want to spritz it. So let's see here. So here, I spritzed the paper. I have no holes, but I did have to let it dry. So after it was dried, then I went back to doing this type of idea with the gold and all, and still not happy with it. So then I went and I found a gold rub. And that is what this is right here, is a gold rub. And it's not really the gold, oh, excuse me, the gold that I wanted. So I went back to the white paper and rubbed it on. Didn't like it on that one. Didn't like it on this one. I didn't try that one. Didn't try that one. So where's the one that I tried? Anyways, I had one that I tried. Yeah, this is it. That's the gold rub on it. And then I thought, well, maybe if I used this glossy accents and gave it a shine, it would look better. But I didn't like that. After it dried, it's not what I wanted. So then, when I was working on this one, and they knew I was taping. Okay. And don't worry about it. And lost my track of mine now. was still getting upset how it was getting on the outer edges. Through here. This one out here. You know, here I got the gold around the edges that I didn't want. And I have no idea why it took me so long to figure it out. I think I was watching, her name is Amy, and I think she's with Prairie Paper. And she does a lot of neat little techniques. So what I did then, this time, is I took the paper and put it in my template and embossed it. Of course, I spritzed it first. And before I did any coloring, I took a bunch of little sticky notes and I covered it. And traced the outside, so I made a masking. And first put the gold on it like this, and I didn't like that. So then I went back after that dried and I put the distress ink on it. And when I did that, I gave it the darker lettering. The background wasn't as dark. I was happy with that. And let that dry. When I did this on here, this is all tape, so it was a lot of wet ink. And what I did with that is I just pushed it all into the cross. Push it all in, so that the paper would absorb it. And then I let that set. While that was drying, I started, after that was dried, then I took my gold and I rubbed it over. And I kind of like it. It gives you the more look of the cross, makes the cross stand out more so that you can see it. And I like that. And I says, well, let's see how it looks on a lighter background. And I didn't like the lighter background, so I went back to these and cut them down to size, made a bunch of them. You do want to remember that if you emboss them, put them in, and bring them out, you want to set them apart so they can dry. Otherwise they will warp and curl like this. Here's one that's warped and curled from being wet. So the template idea, making the cross stand out more, I liked. I'm still wanting the darker gold leathers like this, and I think what I'm going to have to do is find someone that has a thinner embossing line, and I can try that style again. But I don't have a thinner embossing powder yet, so have to wait on that. So anyways, I got it down to this. And then since I made these larger so they would fit in the template, they were too big to go in my normal 5.5 by 4 1/4 cards. So I end up going up to using a 12 by 12. I cut strips of the 12 by 12 into 4.5 lengths, and I just folded them down. This one got wet, so I didn't use it, but it's what I used. You know, you got your 6 this way, you got your 4 that way. So then I took the measurement because I wanted a matte background, and I took a measurement and took off a 1/4 inch off the size, and that way I still have the card around the edges, but I also have this pinkish purple fuchsia, which matched my lamb's flowers. The bow anyways. So I like that to help pop it. Burgundy looked real good in it, but also made it look too dark. I needed something in the back to brighten it up, so I used this cardstock here. I got from Recollections at Michael's, and I liked it. And then these ones here, I actually had a couple different ones. but they were so close in the color, I couldn't say no. See, this one has the white background, where this one has the pink, but the colors were so close. So I was good on that. So then after that, I'm getting happy, getting my papers cut down. I go back and I cut this down, and I take a little bit off each side and get that to fit onto my card base like that, or onto my mat. So then after that, I glued the heart, I glued the cross onto the paper with Tombow and let that set. And while that was setting, it was kind of getting a little wrinkly here from all the wet glue. So then I used score tape, this one here. I used, and I just put it on the outer edges here. And then I took that, peel the tape off, of course, and set it onto your card like this, which I liked. So then my sticker package came in with seven different stickers in the one package. So we got the 2 lambs, we got the 2 eggs, we got the bunny rabbits, and then I also have this little bunch of flowers, which would look cute right there, I think. It's kind of white too, it's too much white, I think, but anyways, I can use those on another project. So then I was thinking, of course, Easter cards, and get this. Didn't know if I wanted to put a mat behind it or what. And then I got to thinking, because I did some other cards with this little guy, and I made the Happy Easter to go across. But to me, it still didn't really look like an Easter card. Looks more like he's really thinking, so I was thinking that maybe this one would be thinking about you. Thank you for you done. Just a note. You could put the Happy Easter on it if you wanted to. So instead of putting titles onto the front of the cards, I'm going to wait. And what I'm thinking about doing is trying out this idea with this. This is a box. I made quite a few of them before Christmas, and they sold real good. But what I don't like about this particular box is I use too much glue, I guess, for one, because it's all wobbly. But I have the 6 cards here where you open them up with the line page in it. And then I got 6 of these 3x3 cards with the line paper in it. And then these tags. Now I've seen many videos on this little stationery box. You got a calendar here, you've got the stick-it notes, post-it notes. I got a pen, I put the liner in. These sold really good just before Christmas. Well, I got to thinking that, you know, that is, this here, 3x3 cards and the tags just don't make it. I mean, to me, that's a waste because I don't use them for anything. I'd use these all the time, but I wouldn't do anything like this. So now I've decided to widen this part and try to make it where it would hold 12 cards instead. And then make little pockets here and here and here and have, I think I left it in here, didn't I? Yep, there it is. And then make little titles like this and have them slide in there. And they can pick out whatever title they want to use it for and place it onto the card. Of course, not this one, but this one here, or these ones here, because you can use these for more than just Easter. I mean, you can do Easter, so sorry for your loss, I think of the card, thinking of you, because he really looks like he's thinking. I think he's cute, but he's really thinking hard. And several different ideas anyway. So I'm going to hold off printing the sentiments on the cards and see how I can do with these boxes, and maybe making these a little thicker and then putting adhesive on them and keeping them on the paper for the adhesive, and just let it slide down and they can pick out what they want. So that's my new idea now. But yeah, I wanted to show you guys how much trouble it was to trying to find something, and really I'm still not all happy about it. So anyways, here's the cards that I got finished. I still got to put their liners in. Some of them don't have the liners. I still got to put the liners in them. So these are going to be 6 different ones. There's another one around here. Here it is. And we'll see how it goes from there. My next project I will be working on is a baby album. My brother-in-law's wife, they're having their first baby. They're due in March. So I need to get busy on that. And that will probably be a couple different shows. For some reason, my phone only records for 45 minutes, and then it jumps to another recording. So it'll be like part 1, part 2. And be working with that until I can figure out how to fix that, or learn to use the editing on my computer. And show you all of that. But I'm happier with these. I do like them. I'm still unsure about the craft paper, but the lambs look good with the craft paper. That was the main point. You couldn't have the white paper look dark, be brighter than the lambs. So anyways, I have several of these I need to finish. I'll get those finished, and then I will do few videos of me making my baby album, and I'm going to take it from there. Hope you liked everything you saw. Hope this helped you in any way to make it easier when you go to try your own. And we will see you in a few days. Thank you. Bye-bye.